Hey, what's going on? My name's Johnny, and this is my review for side questing for the game Blacktail. Blacktail is I would say it's like a first-person adventure game from a developer in Poland called Parasite, and it's published by Focus. And I played it on the Steam version. Let's talk about the story. The story is it's very fantastical. It's very storybook, very fairy tale stuff like that. It is the story of Yaga, who is a child, probably like middle school age. Although it's set in the past, it's not necessarily. There wouldn't be a middle school in wherever this is set. But it's based off of Slavic lore. It kind of does like the prequel to who the Baba Yaga is. But you play as a character named Yaga. Yaga is like I said, probably like an 11, 12, 13-year-old girl, and she is exiled from the village for, I think, having some sort of powers or something like that. They think she's a witch or something like that. And she was sort of blamed for the disappearance of other children. So she's on the search for her missing sister and other friends that she needs to find. Basically, she gets in sort of all these trials and tribulations along the way. And she, very early in the game, you come across a shack, Baba's shack. And you suddenly hear a voice, which is voiced by the same voice actor as Meg in Hades. And she's sort of a sarcastic sort of presence, not necessarily helpful, not necessarily malevolent, but she's with you the whole time. And I should mention that the voice actor for Yaga is the same voice actor as Edith Finch in What Remains of Edith Finch. So the voice acting is extremely good in this game. I really, really like the voice acting. In fact, I think it's probably the best part of this game is the acting. That being said, the combat in the game, you have a bow and arrow, and you have various magical powers that you gain over time. You unlock through the course of the game. You gain more abilities for your bow. You gain all sorts of other stuff. Now, I want to sort of express that the combat is really not the main focus of the game. The main focus of the game, to me, I feel like, is just sort of experiencing this level of Slavic lore, folklore, in a very personal way. So you are, experiencing these various creatures that could be mischievous or like fairies, or there's like talking mushrooms, there's talking ants that are evil and want to take over the above ground that you can help if you want. And yeah, there's various other characters. There's like trolls and stuff and goblins and all these other things. And basically, like, you're sort of like this, you're the main character of the game, so like they give you problems and you solve them. It is fairly linear. There is an open world map, but as far as like gameplay goes, there's a skill tree for magic and skill tree for your bow, skill tree for other traversal abilities like dashing, video game stuff. The other part of the gameplay, which is sort of like tied into the story gameplay, is that there's a one-axis good and evil system. So, and various things that you do during the game affect how good or evil you are, and it affects the ending of the game too. We've seen this stuff before. I think it's good for what it is, but it can be a little confusing at times. I remember in the very first part of the game, a character said that she was hungry and she needed meat to eat. So I was like, okay. So I went and shot a bird, and that was considered an evil act. I was like, oh, I guess that's evil, and I went to go and pick up like any sort of meat or something that may have dropped. No meat. The birds exist to drop feathers and also to make you more evil if you shoot them. So don't shoot the birds if you want to be a good person in the game. There's other acts that you can do. You can shoot apples off of trees so that raccoons can eat them. That's a good deed. Refusing to help the ant that wants to take over the above ground. That is also a good deed. There's lots of other things like that. What it does well, it does pretty good. I don't feel that the combat is that great, and I don't feel that if you're looking for something that has a deep combat system or deep anything like that, it's not something for you. Or even like the morality system. If you want something that's more interesting as far as like a morality system, I would say even like Mass Effect is a lot better than that. Better in that aspect than this game, even though it's the same sort of one-axis morality system. That being said, I'm a bit underwhelmed with the game. It is not for me, for sure. I would say that it's a solid 7 out of 10. For it's got its audience. I feel like it's got its audience, and the people who want to experience this sort of Alice in Wonderland type of fantasy story that is confusing, and like confusing for the main character, and also like fantastical and whimsical, that sort of tone, then that game might be right for you. In fact, I think I think this game is for like middle school type kids. I think that there's like enough maturity there that middle school demographic type kids would enjoy, and also it's not too dark or crazy or scary, and it's not too baby like. It's not Sesame Street. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say about it. Blacktail is on Windows. It's on PlayStation 5. It's on Xbox Series X/S. It came out December 15th, 2022. All right, this is Johnny for Side Questing. Thanks for watching. Peace out.